Moses was one of the giants of the faith. We looked last time at his tremendous faith, the faith that he had standing in front of the burning bush when God spoke to him, the faith that he had when he stood before Pharaoh and defied that great man and demanded that he let the children of Israel go. The faith of Moses when he was standing at the Red Sea and God had commanded him to raise up his staff and the waters were parted. The children of Israel walked through on dry land, and the Egyptians and Pharaoh, when they followed, they were washed away as the waters came together. He did many great things. He truly was a hero of the faith. But we're going to look at the one who replaced him once Moses had died. We're going to be looking at Joshua. Now, Joshua had been the assistant to Moses from when he was a young man. So it's understandable that he was chosen to be one of the spies that went out to spy out the promised land. Now, 10 of the spies came back, and although they saw it was a great land, they were frightened of the inhabitants here. Notice what it says in Numbers chapter 13, starting in verse 31. But the man who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are too strong for us." So they gave out to the sons of Israel a bad report of the land which they spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone in spying it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it were men of great size. There we also saw the Nephilim. The sons of Anak were part of the Nephilim, and we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight." And they sought to persuade the children of Israel that they could not defeat this enemy. But notice what we read of Joshua and what he says. In the next chapter, Numbers 14, starting in verse 6. Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, of those who had spied out the lands, tore their clothes. And they spoke to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, "The land which we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, then he will bring us into the land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they will be our prey. Their protection has been removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them." We read here of a man of faith, a man who believed that God had promised them this land and God would help them win the land. Well, because of the rejection of that generation of the children of Israel, God sent them back into the wilderness, and there they wandered for 40 years until all that generation had passed away. And it was Joshua now, after Moses' death, who led them into the promised land. Let's now go over to the book of Joshua and notice what we read in Joshua chapter 1, verses 6 to 9. "Be strong and courageous, for you shall give this people possession of the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and courageous. Be careful to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, so that you may have success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous. Then you will have success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not tremble, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua believed this. They crossed over the Jordan River and destroyed the city of Jericho without war machines, just their faith in God. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and because of his faith in God, he had the victory. He truly was a hero of the faith. Now, we might not have to face all the things that Moses and Joshua had to face. But we do have to face standing up for our faith against people who want to put us down and criticize us. We do have to stand up and do what God says. We do have to believe what God has said and promised to us will happen. If we do these things, we too can be heroes of the faith.